All right, it is time. It is time to review a great chaos. Apparently, Ken Carson is now a vamp too from one of the songs. I don't know, maybe Ken or Cardi, like, I don't know, did some weird shit in the studio that night. Maybe it was for a ritual, and that's why this album is probably gonna sell like 30K, I'm gonna say, because Alone just sold 29. They are pushing this album more than they did X. I know that for a fact. They're putting way more money behind it. They got the new what is it? What's the main part of New York? Times Square. They put the billboards there. That's like what, 100 racks? Might be less, might be more. I don't know. But like, that's when you know they're doing their justice there. They're trying to make it go up. Plus, I already know like other marketing things they're doing. So anyway, this project, my review, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5 because I'm kind of biased right now because the second half I liked a lot better. I wrote down some notes per usual. Basically, I felt like the first half was super repetitive. I know what he was going for, like the great chaos. So it's gonna be grungy chaos. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna hella mosh pit. You know, it's definitely performance type music, and it's not supposed to be, you know, necessarily catchy. It's not going for the Drake sound. It's not supposed to be mainstream. It's supposed to be like, let's fucking lose our mind, okay? And so I feel like a lot of the times, and obviously this is the sound he's going for, I'm just giving my opinion on the type of music it is. I think that sometimes the beat with the heavily distorted, like especially Lose It, like that beat, it I don't know what it was. Maybe it was because it was on my speakers or something, but it was just too much. And a lot of the songs that I didn't like on here, the beat overpowered Ken Carson's voice. Now, that being said, my favorite songs on here were the ones where he was more like, it's the same critique I had for Destroy Lonely, where the songs that had more trap, like obviously it has the opium, maybe more underground, maybe more futuristic type beats, but still trap elements to it, like with the 808 cadence rather than just like trying to make my ears bleed type shit. Those were the best songs in my opinion, because then Ken Carson didn't have to speed run his flow through every single bar. He didn't have to go like, hardcore, I'm going hardcore, I'm going hardcore. Like, that's just a little bit too much for me. Sometimes he'd be saying too many words. I didn't pass my SATs. No, I did. But you get the point. Like, I just, my small brain can't handle that at one time. Maybe Ken Carson is off the molly all the time, so maybe his brain power is, he's fucking Megamind here. But anyway, so that's where I feel like it got kind of repetitive. But again, that was just like the first half. And I think a lot of people hype up the heavily distorted beats because maybe they go to a lot of shows and they can jump around, and maybe it just makes them feel like they're off drugs because literally the 808s or just the distortion is rattling your brain and it makes you feel good. It's like a hella massage. It's like you're getting a happy ending inside your ears / brain. So I get it, but personally, like, that's not, I can't listen to the same song over and over, it sounds like, because when it's heavily distorted like that, shout out whoever does super chat.
Nog 56 I super chatted $5. Where do you rank this compared to his other projects?
I still think Project X was his best project because, as I was getting into, I'll get into in a second, but the when it's heavily distorted, like there's not much you can do because it's just so loud that it all kind of sounds the same. But as you just brought up, Project X, a lot of my favorite songs on here, like Nightcore 2, Rockstar Lifestyle was more trap, but the songs, even Paranoid, the songs that had, again, Ken Carson's voice as like the primary thing rather than the beat blaring in your headphones / speakers where you could hear him clearly, those are the best songs. And I feel like that was kind of what he still had with Project X, where it wasn't just about let's make mosh pit type music. It was more about him rapping on a futuristic beat, which is how he became famous in the first place, and like what he started a whole wave with that type of music. The grunge shit, I'm telling y'all, I just don't. Everyone already hopped on it. That wave's kind of like saturated at this point. It's just not my type of shit. Now the Uzi and Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson cypher was cool, but like it was like a cypher. I just, a lot of the first half just did not have very many catchy hooks, so it wasn't very memorable aside from a couple, but the second half was great. So as I was saying, regarding Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson, though, this Paranoid song, that was a grail. Deservedly so. It was fire. And Destroy Lonely, his verse with the little boy, he had a little fetus voice, just a tad, maybe not fetus, but he was maybe a 6-year-old type elementary school flow / voice. I feel like him and Ken bring the best out of each other, because Ken and Lone are on the opposite side of the spectrum. Ken is like super geeked up off fucking crack. What did he say?
So super chatted $4.99. This man Ken went crazy. 8/10 easily.
All right, he said an 8 out of 10. I'll respect it, as I respect most people's opinions. That's okay, unless you're on crack. But as I was saying, Ken, a lot of times he's geeked up off the crack. He's like super hyped up on the mosh pit type music. Destroy Lonely, my critique for him is a lot of times it gets too slow, as we saw with or heard from If Looks Could Kill. And so when they get on a beat, they kind of have to like come to the middle. It's like politics, where you have to, Lone has to rap on a faster beat and flow way faster, and then Ken Carson has to slow down, take some Xanax or something so that he can slow down. You can hear his words rather than going hardcore. So yeah, Paranoid is a good song. I still like Rockstar Lifestyle. That was one of my favorites. What else? Fighting My Demons was cool. Other ones that I liked, Green Room was a cool little intro. Brought in some, better engineering than his past projects. Not saying that it was bad, but like it sounded more professional, if you will, because it had like little background vocals that were kind of radio-esque, a little fuzzy, or that kind of thing, like the ad-libs. But then again, within like the middle, I guess, the first half, it was kind of going back to the basics for him. Other than that, brought back some hyper pop songs, Nightcore 2. That gave me back some Teen X, Project X vibes. That was cool. And yeah, so I give it like a 6.5. I was gonna go for a 5.5, but I'm like, you know what? The second half was pretty good, so we're gonna bump it up a little bit, because usually I just do like, I liked 11 songs out of 18, which is a 6.1. But I was like, you know what? Let's bump it up just for Ken, the boy. If you cut it in half, it's like a 7. Yeah, I feel like a lot of times with artists, they be bloating up their projects. I think, I'm trying to figure out what direction Ken should go in, but obviously he doesn't need my opinion. He's just gonna do what he does, as he should, because he's the artist here. I don't make music, so he obviously knows best. But I like both Ken and Lone, but this could just be because I like trap music. Like I grew up on Future. Who else? I was gonna say Lil Wayne, but that's not really trap. But like I used to love Future, so I like those type of beats. A little bit slower, a little bit catchier, 808s hitting, but not like the entire song. I do like some songs that are super distorted, but some of the songs were just a little bit much. And I feel like that's just Ken Carson, and that's just his style though, his swag. And the fans love it, so it's definitely gonna be killing it while he's performing, for sure. Like people gonna be jumping around hella. And he just performed. He still might be performing. Nah, I think it got his own stream got suspended for policy violations. What does that mean? His own album, his own product. Watch him get copyrighted like mine do, and then the stream gets taken down. That's probably what happened, to be honest. They forgot to whitelist that channel. But regardless, you gotta respect Ken Carson in general, because he is running this shit. the whole underground wave, or not necessarily underground anymore, but like newer generation. Him and Lone got it on lock. So do Yeet. Who else, man? Like, those are the top three, I'd say. I'm trying to see. I do want to see him do bigger numbers than what he did before. Like, I want to see him getting on the board for the sales, like 30K. And I know it's rigged or whatever, but still, I just want to see it just for validity, so we can start supporting him and arguing in Twitter replies being like, yo, Ken Carson sold this much, he's better than blah blah blah. But yeah, now we just need to see Ken Carson on Playboy Carti's project, because Ken and Lone have been doing their thing. I think they already have more collabs than like Uzi and Carti, someone was telling me, at least official releases, but I guess they're on the same label, so it's easier to do that. Because or just, I don't know, they're boys. I guess Uzi and Carti were boys, or are boys, one of them. But it's just, I don't know, when you're both superstars, when you get to that level that they're at, where they're like the OGs now basically, it's probably harder because I don't know, you want to do a lot more solo work. Whereas when you're in the underground, still growing your fan base, like, you might as well just collab with everybody, get them as much access as possible to different fan bases. Project X is a 73 out of 100. Great K. Oh, damn, he's bringing out the 100 variables, or denominator, sorry. So 73. Shit, I can't even do that. I'll give it I guess I gave it a 6.5, so that's a 65. So we're kind of on the same level here. You did 66 out of 100. I think that's a fair rating. A lot of people were hating on my rating for X. I listened to X again. It was actually pretty good, but again, I just don't like to be on crack at all points in time. That's why I like the Drake album. It gives a bunch of different types of music for all types of listeners. Granted, he's Drake, so he's trying to make music for literally everybody on this planet because he's the biggest artist in the world, or one of them. So Ken has got this like niche on lock where he's kind of only making music for one type of person, or 1 to 3. But I'm just not that type of guy who listens to grunge music all the time. I'm not dressing in all black attire. I'm not going to these mosh pit shows. I'll go to raves and do hella drugs and not even know what these DJs' names are. And I'm like, brain fried type shit. Oh, it's back up, it looks like. But yeah, I saw someone in the chat say, whole lot of red effect. Bruh. The thing is, with the whole lot of red effect, the whole point of that was it was so different that it grew on everybody, because, you know, it's just like, it's an acquired taste of sorts, like a fine wine or a beer. Like, when you're a kid, you don't like beer or wine. Then later in life, I don't know, you just suck it up, or like you drink it more because you're trying to get drunk, and then you end up liking the taste. Maybe that's just called an addiction. But regardless, there are definitely Carti fans out here who are addicted to Carti music. But like, we can't even say this. Ken's project was decent, don't get me wrong, but like, it's not completely different than what he did before on X. So like, you can't say it's gonna have a whole lot of red effect because it wasn't something completely out of nowhere. Like, whole lot of red, I remember when we were on stream listening to that project, we were all flabbergasted, like, what the fuck did we just listen to? And then a couple months later, for some of the people who were hating on it, calling it a whole lot of trash on Twitter and whatnot, they came around finally, potentially because a bunch of other people started to like it, so that herd mentality type thing. But with this, I don't know, it's not like people are calling it utter trash, other than people who don't understand what Ken Carson music is. It's not like completely different where people are so shocked that they, I don't know what to do with themselves because they're such hardcore Carti fans. They're such hardcore Carti fans that they need to like the music, and they don't like the music at first, and they have to rewire their brain or some shit, like install a Neuralink from Elon Musk so they can have the brain of a pig. That came out wrong. I like Whole Lotta Red. I was just making a joke because I think Neuralink was implanted in a pig's brain first. But yeah, Friday the 13th. It's getting spooky out here. AGC over If Looks Could Kill. I'd say that because I'd rather, actually, I don't know, I would say like just for everyday type music it's better because it keeps your energy up, and I don't like to listen to music that's gonna put me to sleep. But at the same time, sometimes when you're just trying to chill, If Looks Could Kill is definitely better, like a smoke sesh or something, because if you play this type of music in front of girls, they're gonna leave. I'm sorry, they're gonna start putting on fucking Ed Sheeran or something a little bit more melodic, flowy, whereas the story only gets into more of that than Ken Carson, you know?